Okie dokie. This is going to be a VOD review of Topo, Stealing Your Jobs, otherwise known as some name that I can't pronounce in the OSU Overwatch Discord. I'm going to do my best to not curse in this one. Last time I had edited it, and it probably made me take an extra 30 minutes or something stupid. The player we're going to be looking at here is Connor Kenway, 31. Playing some Soldier on Havana. Havana, a great map, especially for a Soldier.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Let's see how fast we can do this. F12. Starting on attack, our team hasn't exactly picked. Let's see what we got here. We got Soldier Torb, Honor Mercy, double shield against Zenbap, Echo, Ash, Zarya, Ryan. Okay, so you guys are both on really interesting compositions. Yeah, as the hit scan player in your comp, you're probably going to have to be shooting at this Echo a lot. And other than that, not dying. That's going to be really paramount. Look at the amount of AoE damage. Zarya right click, Echo stickies. I'm going to call Zen's right clicks AoE just because they're like Hanzo arrows. They get sent down lanes. Flame strike and dynamite. So it's going to be really important that every bit of natural cover we play is similar but not the same as anybody else on our team, right? Because they just have so much of it, right? So much AoE damage that if we stack exactly on our team, there's a high chance that we get dynamite, flame strike into sticky bombs with a side of focusing beam, and then you're just dead. So we don't like that. So let's see how this first fight goes. And my other win condition for you is just to deny the Echo as much value as possible while poking Ryan's shield. Your team will struggle against the brawling of Ryan Zarya, especially since they have Zenyatta to give that discord. So you need to know that, or tell your team that, or otherwise, right? Initially, our shooting is pretty okay. Let me turn down game audio real quick. Okay. Weird switches. So right out the gate, we already struggled to figure out which target is the best one to shoot, right? With a Mercy Pocket, it's actually these guys, right? Zarya doesn't really do anything from this range. What's she gonna do? Zero energy right click you? Absolutely nothing. But either of these two things look to poke. This thing looks to poke too, is being very intelligent about how it does. But initially we start by just shooting at the Zarya, and it's like not really it. Then we switch to Zen, which is good, right? See what we can do. Then we find Echo. And we're playing really smart to not be in swing distance of that Reinhardt. A cute little off angle. I'm totally going to encourage off angling at this stage of the game. I hope you realize that Ashe is there. Excellent game awareness. Unfortunately, you are unable to kind of finish it up, right? The only opportunity you had to kill her was right here. As soon as she coach gunned, you had to respect the rest of her team. You didn't, and then you got swung on by Reinhardt, yeah? So we're running out of spawn. We're doing some pretty typical, like, staggering things. Your Reinhardt finds a pick, which is insane, right? That's really good. This Ashe is still in no man's land, and you'll end up killing her. This is all really good gameplay. One thing I notice is that we're not shooting at the Echo, and it's because her movement is so bad that she's not giving you an opportunity. But by the same metric, she's not getting any value, like, at all. It's pretty troll. 3 on cart, you cap for the rest of the point, yada yada yada. Your tanks are creating a ton of space, right? And sometimes as a DPS, all we have to... Nice rocket jump. All we have to do is recognize the amount of space and pressure that the rest of our team is doing, and then just play for that, right? If Reinhardt's going to find a pick every time, or get so aggressive every time, and not die for it, then all we have to do is stay alive and find a little bit of value. Unfortunately, he dies first there. Good duel on the Ashe. But you overstayed your welcome, right? And it had a Baptiste pocket. And you were down Reinhardt, right? So we're struggling to stay aware of what's going on around us. And it's leading to moments where our team has to fight down one player. That was nearly very unlucky. Great shot. You could... I wouldn't pop Visor now, but that'll be okay. Realistically, I was thinking Visor was a great idea until... Nice dodge. Until your Reinhardt shattered. And then from there, you can just kind of do your own thing. Good shots. An unfortunate hook, but you have to play around it, right? And sometimes that means you just have to be more passive. Because realistically, now they get a contest onto the third point here, right? If they're not bad. And you have no agency over the game at this point. All of the time that you spend dead is time where you don't have any impact on the game at all. And they see 9, so you don't have to worry about it too much. That's gonna happen in lower elo. Even in higher elo. Nobody's immune to C9. Pros, smile. Yep, you're getting him in the stagger phase. This hog is countering your gameplay, right? I want to just go back in a 20-minute game. We won't do this very much. I want you to see what happens from the Roadhog's perspective. Alright, gets a nice hook on Ryan. Just trying to kind of stay alive, see what's up. Sees you're shooting, and instantly comes for the hook, right? That's what he's going to do. And I think if you were playing tank, you would probably be doing the same thing. Look, he's lurking, looking for that hook opportunity. Sees the Ana, but knows it's out of range. Oh, here's another hook. And he's creating chaos and picks, right? So you have to be able to read what your opponent is doing and try to prevent it. Now you're giving the Roadhog a lot of space, which is how you beat it, right? You don't give the Roadhog the opportunity to get a hook on you. So you're down 1 right now. Your Torbjorn's gonna ult. I don't think it was very impactful. We're spending too much time running around. Do you see how much time we're like rotating around? We're like, I don't know, maybe I'll be on the left, maybe I'll be on the right, maybe I'm gonna run. And in all that time where all we're doing is running, the rest of our team is getting value, but it won't happen in all of your games, right? Some teams will be like, oh man, no damage, bad DPS, can't do anything. In this case, it's working just fine because you're creating space on DPS, right? You're just running around and doing your own thing. But there's a lot of aimlessness that I'm sensing. Like, you're not sure where to engage from, but you've rotated on the high ground, which is really good. And they have nowhere to go, and your tanks are just doing very, very well. But see, this is running around for not real good reasons, I suppose. Okay. And you're off the map. Maybe not. Huge. But you get no value. Imagine if you were just playing on main. Right? Sorry, I pulled out my can of Coke, and now I have to fly around. You force this high ground. You force it. Right? Look at how badly you want it. You're getting shot at by a McCree. A better McCree hits 3 shots and you're dead. This guy hits more headshots and you're dead. You don't get a pocket, you're dead. Right? And this is tremendously dangerous. Yeah, it's an awesome spot to nanovisor from, but it's impractical. Imagine if we were just nanovisoring from right here, applying pressure on the Reinhardt, making it so McCree couldn't peek, right? Or even in this little room, right? But this one is going to be very dangerous for a Soldier 76. I would almost say that you're using your sprint too much. Nice shot. Hit the gas. Hit the gas. Go find a target and kill it. Unlucky, right? A one-shot ability is gonna get you. I will say that you knew where that Junkrat was. It's what you were pursuing. You ran straight into the Riptire, but it was a 50-50 on where he chose to put it, right? Nice shot. This choke is very difficult to push past and push onto. But now I like this, right? We're going to off angle and we're relying on our team not to die. Too far, 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 too far. And now all you have to do is survive, right? Your Reinhardt rotated on you. We can pop visor right here and it's the same effect as running all the way up here, all the way up here, all the way up here, and then thinking, oh man, which side do I want a visor on? Same effect, right? Same line of sight. This is literally where you popped your visor, but up 5 meters in the air, right? And that's what I'm saying by DPS uptime. You're spending too much time on the rotate, giving too much value to the high ground when you can get nearly the same, if not the same, value from the low ground and creating the same play that you did, right? Nothing changes in that play if you're on the high ground or the low ground, right? Zenyatta still pops trans because you're in their back line, but you have an easier way out. Where are you supposed to go if you're up here and they all turn at you? Left? Oh wait, the McCree was playing there last time, right? No, that's their spawn. You have to return to the place you came in. So this gives you the safety valve of, oh, they just turned on me. I'll rotate back this way and then hit a soldier strafe jump through here. You can do that, by the way, I think. And then look at all the space you've created. Your supports are able to play on point. Your Reinhardt probably should have been pushing in from main instead of following you on the off angle. But what I'm saying is this play to run all the way up here and then pop visor, or even the same thing up here. Look at how long this rotation is, right? And we took 3 shots from McCree. He only hit 1 of them, but if he hits 2 body shots and then a wrecking ball pile drive, you're dead. And all you've done is just run. Like, we'll see how the rest of this fight plays out. Omega.
Good choice. It's hand.
10 seconds.
I'm very pleased with how this has gone. I'm pleased that you're playing the high ground now. Oh, your team's gonna C9 maybe? Zenyatta. Shoot the Zenyatta. No, that was a really, really good final fight from you, man. I hope that I'm not giving you too much conflicting information. I'm like, I like when you're on the high ground. I don't like when you're on the high ground. The issue I have with the high ground here is that it takes a really long time to rotate to either one of them. But if the enemy gives you the opportunity to, this is great. This high ground is a lot scarier because there's nowhere for you to play. If the enemy wants to play on you, they can. We made it back, but not really to do anything, so that's fine.
Score
No, that was really good.
0.
I would be very pleased if I were you.
Sides.
So we switch on to defense. Much of the same. Havana really good for abusing the high ground. But Soldier doesn't have that vertical mobility that some of the notorious abusers do, right? Hanzo, Widowmaker, Pharah, Baptiste, all of those things can get to the high ground very quickly. Whereas Soldier has to use the stairs every time. So you're running out on mostly the same thing. Instead of Reinhardt, you have... I think your tank's actually switched.
4, 3,
So that'll be fine.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Yep, and you're doing some pretty typical Havana things. Now, don't forget to be looking, to use your ears and eyeballs, and that microphone button on your PC. Look at how much free space you're giving them, right? What's pressured you away from the high ground? The fact that their Widowmaker can see you sometimes? I don't know. Is she gonna hit a shot? Was she the same McCree from earlier? I don't know. But this Roadhog is just infiltrated over here for free. Remember how the Ashe was playing over here? This position is really bad for an Ashe player. I mean, it's okay because you can coach gun up. But what it did was it created an off angle for you to attack into. It made it really awkward for Reinhardt to try to shield main and protect from the Ashe, right? And you've already given this up, so you've kept the game in a mostly straight line lines of attack, right? Defense can be, or offense can be over here, defense can be over here. But if you hold this high ground just a little bit more, right? If you make the Widowmaker have to think about her angles, because honestly, a Widowmaker loves to shoot things that are only coming from one direction. Then she can turn her brain off and just click heads. If you're only going to funnel in one way through a tunnel at a Widowmaker, she's going to have a great day. But as soon as you say, okay, Tracer, come at the Widowmaker from here. Genji, make sure you're poking from main. And then let's have Sigma or Risa really doubling down. She's going to be like, crap, there's so many things that I have to worry about and think about. And by giving up this high ground position, we've just given them half of the map right here. We've given up this corner, essentially, because nobody wants to get Roadhog hooked. And you don't have a really great way to hold space against their comp as the cart rolls through. Especially since we're on a little bit of a poke composition. Our ult charge is looking really, really low, and that's because we haven't been able to poke very much. So we have to look for opportunities to do so. But I would love to see you being right here, up here right now. Cognizant of the Widowmaker, right? If you died to Widowmaker up here, I'd be like, that's tough. You have to know that she's there. But otherwise, I'd be very, very okay with it, right? If you got value before she killed you, easy win. This is really bizarre play, right? Normally, you don't have to play against Roadhog, and bad Roadhogs don't do stuff like this. But this is a really good play for the Roadhog because he's seizing space, taking it unconditionally. You want to come over here? I need all 6 of you to start hitting me, or I will just continue to live. And it's a very effective play style. So let's see what happens as we've given up this corner. Yeah, I mean, we want to poke at the Roadhog, but it's too far gone at this point. I mean, look, the Roadhog's already going all the way up to the second stairs, going back down. And you're forced to respect him. Great, Rocket. or Baptiste might die. Your ball dies to Zenyatta. Transcendence happening. This really, whenever they pop Transcendence, it might be a back all the way up kind of moment. You do a really great job of dodging Roadhog hooks. And so it's moments like that where I'm like, why are you so scared of it? Especially when you have the high ground. And that was an excellent fight from you guys. Now it's time to go take that high ground back. You don't want to poke at these guys. Imagine if you died there, right? Take the high ground. Please, please take the high ground, especially with Visor. Right? Since the pre-round is a great time to have perfect positioning because you're thinking about it. But in between fights, in the middle of rounds, that's also when we have to think about positioning. Right? Imagine if we were playing up here and just poking out the Zenyatta who doesn't have trans because he used it last fight. Imagine we have this rotation to poke out and contest this space that Roadhog wanted last time. Instead, everybody's just gonna kind of go play on main every time, right? Even the Roadhog, who had really smart positioning to start the last fight, has defaulted back to very boring and basic pathing. The only thing going crazy is a Genji, who admittedly doesn't get a ton of value from this space either. I feel like I'm losing my voice or I'm nasally or something. Really good fight. Don't get too occupied taking this 2v1, right? Eliminating their Baptiste is much more valuable than eliminating the Genji. Now you have to remember that there's a Genji behind you. Yep, and he's poking at the turret. Good work. And your brain's in the right spot. Whew. Nice. You can also take high ground here. Now it's a little bit too late. Way to play natural cover, not trust your Reinhardt. Yep. You've got window and shoot through it and right click and right click. There we are. One small thing about Soldier is that you should basically always be tossing right click down, right? The faster you farm visors, the better. If you get value here, I'm very happy. You should get value here. Very happy, very happy, very happy. Incredible. Break this, break this. Ah, tough. Your team loses that. That's unfortunate, but you don't have to drop. Right? The moral of that story is don't drop. I see this rotation. I also think you are perfectly viable to play on your point near your healers. Right? Your Mercy wants to damage boost your visor, absolutely. And if you play over here, this Reinhardt is a lot less likely to just run at you. Granted, maybe more things are likely to shoot at you through window, but also you can just sit on high ground. Look at this. Baptiste doesn't respect you. Zenyatta doesn't respect you. The Reinhardt doesn't respect you. The Zarya doesn't respect you. Instead, you shoot the only things that can respect you, right? If we just don't drop here, yeah, they play under us, but then we get a lift. Right, and then we can kill Baptiste, who gets a perfect disc off, by the way. Meanwhile, your tanks have gotten diffed in your backline.
30 seconds remaining.
Right, so if we're still on the high ground here, we still have our heal pad, and we can just sit there. All in all, a very good fight, though.
The payload has reached.
Sheesh, we got 5 more minutes on this map. That doesn't speak too good for the outcome of the game. You can poke through here. Don't want to get headshot, but ooh, okay, now it's time to go. Good call. Oh, this Zarya is getting very greedy for you. That's a high energy Zarya? Okay. Nice. Yep. Jesus Wraith. Oh, and your mechanics are coming online. Earlier in this game, we were missing some shots that now we're just wailing on people. This is really great. Yep, you know what that means. Very well done. Oh, yeah. Yep, yeah. Now, hopefully your team knows to contest the card. It's moments like this. Look, watch. Remember how I said you're shifting around too much? Watch this. Great cancel. Look at this. Runs forward. Shoots 3 times. Oh no, runs backwards. Oh, we got healing. Runs forward. Oh wait, no, runs backwards. Run backwards. And now we're doing something. But there were 5 seconds in there where we had opportunity to do something, but we weren't sure what it was, or we didn't commit to one side of the play. Honestly, you can play from back here and that's fine, or you can play from up here and that's fine. We can't just end up somewhere in the middle and running back and forth. Then we're just doing nothing. So commit. The advice is to commit to an angle where you think that you'll get value from, right? And then when we have more VOD reviews, we can start saying, was the angle we committed to a good one? This is a fine time to run to a different position now that you're adjusting to where your opponents are positioning. Realistically, I think it's very interesting that we're visoring every Sigma noon, and that I think it's a little overkill. Because they're going to be stuck in the air either way. You've proven to me that you can shoot pretty well, so I don't think you need to use visor in that way, right? Nice little rotation, but your team looks like they're losing here. An incredible pocket from your Mercy. Don't go in yet. Oh, this is incredibly risky. Right, your tanks are going to be there. Trust in your tanks, even though that tank blew up faster than you were there. And realistically, maybe it's just reset for 6th, reset for 3rd. Where's your ball? No, your ball's on point right now, right? You have to trust in the fact that your ball will get these touches, and you just have to survive and get some values, right? You're looking for a way to turn this fight winnable, and it's not going to be winnable before that monkey is back, right? So we came out here probably 10 seconds too early. This is the right idea. If we just stop and hold right here, we're in a great spot, right? Our team will make the touch. Just trust it. And this Mei is not going to position around the fact here because she's not thinking about it, right? If we just wait, don't hop, don't reveal too early, You're already at a pick disadvantage just because your Torbjorn decided to feed or whatever. But you're giving yourself away here. Oh, and this is why your monkey is also engaging too early, right? These are the moments where it's really important that you engage decisively and with as many members of your team as possible, because realistically you're taking a 3v6 on cart, and that's going to make it very difficult to win. But really good tracking there. Even if you want to just expend one whole clip force ice block, that's value. And then it's time to get out and decide if you can survive or not. Because you caught Discord and then 1 Reaper shotgun blast to the head. Just done. This is a really sad res because you don't actually get out, probably. Nice pathing. You might have been able to survive there, honestly. But it's fine. Both worked out very, very nicely. Your opponents are taking the very aggressive angle. And these are the moments where we can go greed for the high ground, right? Pay attention, the Reaper was over in that mini. Pressure what's important here. What is winning them the game? Think about it for a second. What is winning them the game right now? Pause the video, I'm gonna tell you. It's the Mei. She's pushing point, or for that matter, it could be whatever's pushing the point, right? That's the only thing getting value for their composition. Yes, the space being created by the tanks is very important so that the thing on cart has free push, but if we just sit up here and start poking at it, right, making it uncomfortable, this becomes a less than optimal spot to stay. The other things we can start looking for are out of position players, right? Zenyatta and Mercy. Eliminating either healer makes this aggressive push really, really dangerous, right? And this Reaper's going to get a lot of value down in here. So in this fight, I hope to see you shoot at Zenyatta / Mercy and or Mei. Even if it's just Force Ice Block or Force Ice Wall or Force Tranquility Trans or Force really bad Guardian Angeling. That's what I want to see out of this fight. I don't want to see any shield shooting. I don't want to see any bubble shooting. And that's exactly where we go, right? The Mei, and then the out of position Mercy, and then we get domed, right? So we have to be smart, and even if that's popping heal pad early on this engage. That's tough. That's tough. And you're coming in here with a big ult disadvantage. 30 seconds left, so it's certainly winnable. Yep. Great shots. Now this was a heal pad that wasn't necessary, right? Because there's nothing that's actually going to contest you from here. This is a heal pad that would be nice to have.
I've got you in my sights. Into the iris.
Okay, okay. Craft Freeze is going to be very dangerous. Reaper's a good shot. Oh, incredible. Hey, great game. Excellent game. Excellent game, Topo. Okay, so there was a lot in that one, specifically for soldier players. Wow. I'm trying to pick out the things I like most to talk about in this case. I think we spend a lot of time running around in rotation in moments where we have to be playing the game instead. Right? We got caught with our pants down running around instead of shooting at things. And right now it's not going to be a huge deal. But in the future it might be. In higher ranks it might be. The other thing is not greeting for positions that are unattainable to you. There were moments, especially on Havana 3rd, where we ran to the high ground when it really wasn't necessary, helpful, and only endangered us. Or places where we could have gotten the same amount of value from about the same spot. And I'd like to see those things get fixed. I think you can evaluate it for yourself pretty well. If you have questions about it, I'd love to talk to you about it, but I'm not going to go into any theoretical kind of things right now. Other than that, our mechanics looked good. They got better throughout the game. I don't know if it was like a first game on, or first game DPS, or you'd been playing projectile or playing too much Valorant or whatever. But I would tell you to continue practicing them and to always hop in ready to go. Because there were a couple of moments where I think we could have been just a hair better. I didn't touch on it much, but I thought your rocket usage was pretty good throughout. Oh, let's talk about what ults pair up really nicely with Sigma Flux, or not Sigma Flux, with Soldier Visor. Among them, Sigma Flux is not a very good ult. Grav is not a great one. Earth Shatter's not a great one. Normally you want damage boosting, right? Be it Valk, be it just normal blue beam, be it Orisa Bongo, be it on a nano boost. Those are really key. And you'll get a lot of value from those. I saw a lot of visors where you kept going to places like high ground or off angles, when sometimes it would have been very beneficial for you to be playing behind a shield on your team. On attack, that would have been Reinhardt. On defense, that would have been, on defense, that would have been the Sigma. And it's not always possible to do that. But just be aware that I don't remember seeing a visor that wasn't from main that got a ton of value. So, yeah. Topo, that was an excellent game. A very good VOD, very close game, and one where you had a lot of impact. I would love to see you continue to have bigger impacts on the game, right? Spend more time shooting things, spend less time in death. Use your heal pad when you think that when you anticipate getting poked at. There were some moments where we would drop heal pad when we were either 200 HP or there were no threats around us to really try and damage us. So just be aware when you're using that cooldown, and eventually it'll become a thing where you don't even have to think about using heal pad. You'll just know when to do it. Other than that, I loved your rocket jump on the end of point 1. That was good. Yeah. Topo, that's going to be it for me, man. Reach out if you have any questions about the VOD, if you have any questions for me, or if you have another VOD you want me to take a look at. In the meanwhile, peace out.